A voice for the silent majority. That's how Destiny Church's Hannah Tamaki has described the new political party she will lead. Mrs Tamaki and her husband, Bishop Brian Tamaki, together launched Coalition New Zealand today. They say the new party is a response to the harmful policies of the current government and the erosion of New Zealand values. Cameraman Nick Munro and I were at the launch at the Executive Lounge of the Destiny Church complex in Manukau this afternoon, and I started by asking Hannah Tamaki what her top 3 policy priorities are.
Children, families and prisoners.
So you've said
That's what I'm saying today. It could change in another month.
Could it?
Well, I might find some other passion that I think might need a little bit of push behind them.
Are you committed to those things now, though?
Absolutely.
So part of the reason that you said you're launching this party is you're concerned about the current leadership in this country. What specifically concerns you?
Well, I think a little bit of discrimination, and when you want to help your people and you're not given the opportunity to, that's disheartening.
So discrimination against who?
Let me see, somebody that I'm married to, an organisation that I absolutely love, like Man Up and Legacy, and Legacy is actually the woman version of Man Up. So I know that people sort of say, we're the woman in all of this, and we're the Europeans in this. Well, we have Europeans, and the woman version of Man Up is called Legacy. But
people listening to this might think that this is a revenge party then, if that's the reason it is now, because your husband can't get his program into prison and you feel he's been discriminated against.
No, well, I just think that we need some common sense. I think we need some nana staff, some mother staff, somewhere that the everyday New Zealander can relate to. We have a lot of politicians that I don't know how many of them are grandparents. I haven't, looked into it, but I know that I've always had a passion for people. I've always got on well with people. Hence, for the fact that I'm not afraid to step into this realm. It's going to, like I said, I'm chartering a whole new life, but I'm prepared to do it for the people on the ground. I work and walk with the people on the ground every week. I'm not the sort of person that's distanced from people. I'm relatable to people. When people come just for counselling, I help them, and they don't necessarily have to be Christians or in church either. The other thing I'm very, very passionate about is young women going and having mammograms. I would like the women's health system to be changed a little bit. Our 40-year-old daughter diagnosed with breast cancer 2 weeks ago had a full mastectomy. She wouldn't have gone if she didn't have such a pushy mother and people around her, but she went, and this is the outcome. So for me, I have a ministry called Healing Hands where we put donations and we help families in need, not just women, but I would like the government to pay for women who have got breast cancer on both sides of the family to perhaps get a bit of discount for the mammogram that they need to have. So there's a whole lot of things, Lisa, that I am really passionate about.
Okay, you have said about the leadership of this country that you feel that there is a slide in values and morals. So what is the most harmful policies that you think that this current government has? Can you name me the most harmful policy?
Well, in the last few weeks, the one that really to me has challenged me is not letting Man Up into the prison where...
That's not a policy though, Hannah.
Well, I'm not creating a policy-driven reply to you. What I'm saying is that I see how a great organisation who can help offenders being excluded by the deputy leader of the Labour Party.
I just want to be really clear about this, because you say that this party is separate to the church, and then you keep going back to the Man Up program. So is this political party about getting Man Up into the prisons?
Of course I'd like Man Up into the prison, but it's not just about Man Up. It's about families, it's about the family court, it's about the health for the woman, it's about, let's take our time.
And I did hear you when you've listed those. Let's I have heard that.
Euthanasia, that really concerns me.
It's not a government policy currently. So in introducing your party, you said there were harmful policies.
Well, I would
no, it's going to a vote. It's going to a vote. Right. So you said there were harmful policies. What is the most harmful current policy that this government has?
To be honest, Lisa, I would not really have an answer for that.
Why is that?
Because it's just from what I've observed over the last 6 months. I've seen so many different things, and I'm going to learn and develop along the way to naming specifically those things. But today, you know, I've had so many other things to do, but today is not the day that I'm going to be able to do that.
Okay.
I'm just being honest with you.
In terms of politics, in terms of current MPs, who is the MP that you admire the most? Well,
I absolutely think Winston is awesome.
Would you like to work with Winston Peters and his party?
I just like Winston. To be honest, we have not even discussed that. So I think as a leader I'd have to be fair to the team that works with me. I just don't want to go off and say this is definitely what we're going to do, because...
But there must be some parties that you think you're more compatible with. So what are your thoughts on who you're...
Actually, I really liked... I like Shane Jones. I quite like Shane Jones.
Sounds like you're leaning towards New Zealand First here, Hannah.
Well, I suppose I just like them. We do have a relationship with Willie Jackson. Who else do I have a passion for? Well, I suppose I just look and I just think, oh, this person's really good and that person's really good. But to be honest, I think it'd be unfair for me to continue to name people, because then it looks like I'm isolating other people that I may actually enjoy getting to know.
Your husband's not yet sure what role he'll play in this, and you're not saying yet whether he'll stand in a seat. I'm just wondering, will you stand in an electorate? I'm not asking you to tell me which one, but
yes, I'd like
you
to.
Personally will stand in an electorate. Okay. Your husband has made the comment previously that there are a lot of perverts in Parliament. Do you share his view?
Well, after the news over the last few days, I would say that I think one's been excommunicated out of the house now, so maybe that one's gone. I don't know whether there's been bullying.
Do you think there's others?
There's been a whole lot of things. Well, I don't know. You might be able to tell me, because I really don't know all the facts.
That comment wasn't in relation to that.
Okay. Is that what I said, Lisa?
No, that's what your husband said.
Well,
so I'm wondering if you share that view.
Let him have his say, and I'll speak for myself.
You want us to get to know you, so I'm asking you. Do you think that Parliament is full of perverts?
Well, I think that Brian and I will be separated in some of the things that we say, because I'm not accountable for his
Absolutely,
his
you
words,
are not. That is why I'm asking you.
Because I'm a woman in my own right.
Yep.
And I'd like to be judged as a woman in my own right.
I want to be really clear about what your view is on homosexual relationships, gay relationships. What is your view?
I have got family that are gay. They know I love them.
Do you approve of homosexual relationships? Does God approve of homosexual relationships?
Well, I'm not God, Lisa.
No, but you
Don't
preach the word so I'm wanting to know your view.
Let's put it this way. If a friend of mine is gay and they don't believe in God, don't love God, their choice. If they decided they wanted to live the Christian life I live, then there might be some decisions they have to make. I talk to...
What does that mean? Can you be gay and a Christian?
I see Professor Linehan. We talked with him, and he told us openly that he was gay, and he is...
I'm asking you your views, because you say you want us to know you, right?
Yeah.
So I do want to know exactly what you think here, and I want you to be really clear with me.
Yeah.
So, on the issue of people...
Do I think a gay person can be a Christian?
I'm asking you what your overriding view is.
I think a gay person can be a Christian.
Are they sinning by being gay or being in a gay relationship? Well, I might be sinning if I lie to you, Lisa.
I might be sinning if I beat my husband. I might be sinning if I'm gambling away our household money.
If you're asking people to vote for you,
I'm not
really want you to be clear on this.
Put me in a box. I'm saying sin is sin, regardless of to what degree it is. If I steal a lollipop from a dairy and I steal a car off the car lot, to me, that's a sin, regardless of the measure of it.
So is gayness a sin?
Fornication is a sin. Adultery is a sin.
Is gayness a sin?
Well, I don't know. Would they see it as a sin?
I'm asking you.
Yes, in my perspective, I would see it that way, as much as somebody that beat their wife, as much as anybody else. But this is the thing, Lisa. Our Lord is a gracious God, And because of the grace that he's shown to me while I was in sin, when I lived in sin, when I had a child out of wedlock, the graciousness he showed me, I believe he's capable of showing it to everybody else.
So if a gay person repents, then...
If a gay people gives their life to the Lord and lives there according to the way they see God, who am I to judge them? I'm not God, Lisa. Let's get that clear. I'm not God.
No, but you said you want us to get to know you, so I think if you're asking people...
But why you only want to get to know me in one area?
No,
it's like, no. It's like you are deliberately trying to discredit. So what about all the other areas in my life?
I'm asking you to be clear on your
I've made it
position.
clear.
What's your position on immigration?
Well, I think we should look after New Zealanders first. There are a lot of New Zealanders that aren't housed, so I just think that, hey, let's help some of our Kiwis get homes. Let's put some of them into work.
So are we allowing too many people to come and live in our country from overseas?
At this moment, at this time, while we're lacking work, while we're employment, while we're lacking housing, I think we may be. But who knows in the future, when we start housing our own people, caring for our own people, having our people getting jobs, maybe there'll be a time when we can open the gates a little bit wider. I'm not saying close them. I'm just saying let's be a little bit more mindful about New Zealanders.
So would that mean lowering the numbers of people who are coming in? Would you bring down the rate?
I currently don't know how many are coming in. So do you have the number?
Not off the top of my head.
Oh, no, I don't know the number either.
So, but you think maybe we're letting too many people into the country?
Well, I'm not sure. If I knew if it was like 500 a year, well, is that too much? No. But I think 5,000 a year might be too much.
Should we raise the debt cap to spend more on social services, and what to?
Is that a policy around? I'm not sure what you're meaning. Do you think I think that we should be giving more money to social services? Because I think they already have a lot of money given to them.
Okay.
Yeah. I mean, every day there seems to be multi-millions of dollars given to the social needs in our communities.
So
and that's good. Hey, I don't have a problem with that. I think it's great.
A current recommendation of a welfare report was to raise the level of benefits. So would you support raising the level of benefits by up to 48%?
I actually think that might be a good idea if the parents were measured on what they spent the money on. Like if it was, we knew that it was going to the children, to the household needs. Not that I can tell everyone what to do and how to do a budget, but I think it would be great if they could be a little bit more accountable, give them a little bit more to help them through this struggle.
But track their expenditure, is that what you're saying?
Not totally, just making sure that the children's well-being, the children have shoes when they need them, that they have food in their tummy when they need it. That would be all.
And just to be clear, the funding for this political party, is any of it coming from Destiny Church?
Absolutely not. Absolutely not.
So how are you going to fund it?
I've already had a few friends say that they would help us. We've got friends outside the church that will help us. So we've got many business people in the church. If they want to give to us personally, give to the party personally, that's their choice.
Have you signed...
Where do other parties get their money from?
Donations?
Yeah, what'll be donations? Same.
Have you managed to sign any people up yet? How many members have you got so far?
Not telling.
The people. have you managed to sign 1, 2, 3 people up? Yet?
Not telling. Not telling.
Okay. Could you just give us a little tidbit, Hannah?
You're funny.
Who might be on your list that we're interested in? Who might be on your party list?
No. Not
Clue?
telling.
Anyone from the sporting world?
Not telling. No. Not from over there, not the Mozzies.
Anyone from, formerly from the Māori Party?
Haven't talked to anyone.
Hannah, have you spoken to anyone from the Māori Party directly?
We went to a tangi recently, and there were a few people there from the Māori Party, but we did not talk about this.
You didn't talk about politics or joining forces?
No.
You said...
Tariana's husband's passing.
Who is your core supporter? Describe that person to me. Who do you think it is? Who are you going to appeal to?
Dark, handsome, gives good kisses, beautiful to me, treats me like a queen.
So you're talking about the man who supports you the most.
Yeah.
I'm asking you the people that you think will sign up to your party. Who do you appeal to?
I've got a lot of really good friends that
Beyond them, though? Beyond them, who are you appealing to with this
Well,
party?
I've met a whole lot of different people outside of church. I think if you've seen me on Facebook and stuff, you'll see that I go out on a regular basis with a lot of friends.
So are they urban? Are they suburban? Are they Pākehā? Are they Māori?
Pākehā, Māori, island people, elderly people, young people. Hey, I'm open to all people. New Zealand, I'm here.
And you can watch that interview with Hana Tamaki on our website and our Facebook page.